Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cami and we're just going to see what comes out today. I have no idea. So make sure that, first off, one thing that I'm getting is make sure that everybody's drinking a lot of water. There's been a lot of activity energetically that's been going on, and it could cause symptoms that are similar to like flu-like symptoms. So it's like, some people call them ascension symptoms. So just make sure you're drinking a lot of water because there's an up, speed in the energetics and the flow of energy that's coming in. Also, make sure, another thing I'm getting is to write down your goals and ambitions. So I don't know if you guys have like a journal or anything like that, but just write those things down because the energy is really supporting that right now. What else? There's something else too, but it'll come back. All right, so what do we got here? Aging, maturing, and healing. All right, so this one looks like, it looks like there's like this bright sun in this picture. And it's like you're looking towards the future. So it's like because of, the healing that you've been doing, like the internal healing, you're also going through like, this maturing. You're maturing in your energetics. You're maturing in your abilities, the things that you've been doing. And it looks like it's paying off. Messenger of the gods. So this is somebody on a horse. Okay. So it looks like they're traveling. So it looks like there's some good news that's coming in. It could be from a loved one that you don't expect. It could be, I don't know, from coworker, something like that. And judgment and final decision. And, well, I can show you part of this card. There you go. So it looks like, too, that, again, this is back to the goals and ambitions. So what goals and ambitions are you choosing to put your time into and invest into? Like, are you choosing to invest into others or actually invest into yourself for once and do something that truly makes you happy, that makes your heart sing, that brings you to that place of happiness and joy, that sometimes we forget to give to ourselves because sometimes we're always busy like giving to others and stuff like that. But it's like, are you giving to yourself? Are you giving to yourself enough? I'm getting resting. Like, are you resting enough? Are you taking that time to yourself to just like have a time out and, I don't know, light a candle, take a bubble bath or something, or like do some grounding work, do something that brings you into a centered place and really, makes you happy. Like, are you choosing to make you happy also, or just other people? Because it's important to, balance that out and give to people, but also give to yourself just as much as you do other people, because it's not fair to yourself to leave yourself out. Okay. See, this is exactly it. Are you giving to yourself as much as you're giving to others? This card is literally backing up what I just said. Okay, so next thing we have is in the boot. Okay, so it's like we're going and we're leaving all the pain and hurt behind. We're moving into new energies. Things are picking up speed. It's just like promotions. It could be like spiritual promotions. It could be like work related promotions. It could just be like mindset promotions. Like you're promoting within yourself, into like understanding yourself better, in a way that you never thought of, and actually putting yourself first. Yeah, Queen of Cups. Yeah, there you go. Putting yourself first, and, looking at giving to yourself and pouring into the emotions, making yourself happy, standing in your power and in your presence, in your peace, and not letting other people knock you out of that peace at all. See, not letting people knock you out of that peace at all. That way you are stable, you have everything you need, you've got plenty of stuff, you've got a good support system, you're strong within yourself, you have the courage to continue to go forward, and literally make the changes that you choose to see. So this one also ties into that other card, about movement. Okay, this is fast movement. This is a card that's coming in fast. So there are stuff and changes coming in fast. And so it's important to kind of have it together of what you're wanting to do. The hair font. Okay. This can be many different things. It could be, I'm feeling more it's like a spiritual thing. Like inner strength, inner power, inner realization, seeing that you were so much more than you even gave yourself credit to. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Staying true to who you are, staying true to the things and staying true to your words, being, impeccable to them, and literally having the strength and the courage to continue to do the things that you're saying that you're going to do, instead of just, imagining it, instead of, just thinking about it, because sometimes like writing is the first step to actually physically manifesting it. Because with this energy of manifestation coming, like we're already in it. Some of us, depending on your time, and wherever you are in life, the manifestation period could be different, and so some people, can feel and engage in the energies sooner because they've just developed, those senses that pick up things at an early time. And, there's other people that haven't or don't, and it just comes in whenever they need it. So it varies from person to person. Not everybody is the same. We don't have to be the same. We don't always have to be on the same page, doing the same things, and oops, what did I do? It depends. Okay. So it's like, don't feel like you're behind. Don't feel like you are, not doing anything right, because you're right where you need to be. And, that's okay. Some of the people that are at a different place are there so that they could support other people to get to where they're at too, and vice versa. So it's important to remember that, we don't have to be in the same place, because really what it is no matter what or how long it takes us to get there, we all get to the same point. So there's no hurry, there's no rush. It's not like a race or anything like that. It's supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be fun. Look, luck is on your side. Things are changing, with the retrogrades and everything. Thank goodness that they're ending soon. It's like the energy is becoming lucky. Some of us may have felt like, things just kept dragging on and dragging on, dragging on. But what's important to remember is that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. But the thing is that you have to keep your head up enough to be able to see that light at the end. And so to see that things are coming to a close, it helps motivate us, and it helps give us the strength to continue, and things that have seemed like they were unlucky or dragged on, or, it's like procrastination and stuff like that. It seems like it's really changing and really evolving into something completely, different. See, you are good enough. You're good enough for whatever is coming in. And things are totally changing. Okay. Everything is. Like, we're going through this massive shift, and I keep getting 3 weeks. I don't know what's happening in 3 weeks, but there's going to be something happening either from now until then, or in 3 weeks, something's going to happen. So I'm not quite sure what it is, but it seems like it's going to be good. Look, balance spirituality and practicality. That is literally making sure that not only are you, you know, balancing the things that are around you and your environment and everything like that, it's also to balance like your spiritual growth, your spiritual health, you know, drinking plenty of water, you know, doing the grounding work, you know, to make sure that you're centered, you know, to do, you know, some people do chakra alignments and stuff like that, or cleansings and whatnot and stuff. So it's like, just as much as you put into something, you know, put into everywhere equally. So that creates like a balanced flow. So it's all smooth and, you know, very, I don't know how to describe it, flowy. It's really flowy. Show the world the real you. This is coming back up. So it is important to step into your power too. Okay, so, you know, there is a practical world around us, but some of us out here, you know, maybe it's you I'm talking to, have different abilities that, you know, it's like some people have that witch wound. You know, it's where it's like they don't feel like they could speak up because they, you know, fear of being judged or anything like that. And that's okay. We're in a different time nowadays. You know, things are more acceptable. You know, the things that are seen as taboo are getting a little less taboo. And it's okay to speak up. It's okay to, you know, embrace your abilities, embrace the things that you can do. And see, this is full moon in Aquarius card. See, so it's also speaking about, because Aquarius is kind of like a Pisces also with their gifts. So it's like very spiritually enlightened and stuff like that. And the moon is like hiding. So it's like bringing your gifts to light. The things that, you know, you haven't been doing, you know, maybe change things. Because it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. It really isn't. But the thing is you never know what's going to happen unless you do it. Because if you never do it, then you'll never know. Because it'll just be an assumption. And assumptions aren't always the best thing. Because you'll sit there and worry about things that never, ever will happen. You know? So you're worrying yourself for no reason. Yeah, the answers you need are coming. So there are things coming. There's messages coming. You know, the energies are coming. Maybe it's the thing in 3 weeks. I'm not quite sure. I feel like it's good. So, but you see, I do feel like it's a lot of spiritual gifts. You know, maybe it's psychic readings. Maybe you do tarot cards. Maybe you talk to people. Maybe you're a medium. Maybe you do Reiki. Maybe you have a connection with plants and animals, something like that. But it seems like whatever that you've been stepping into, go ahead and embrace it. And, you know, feel free to like reach out to people. There's many different other platforms and stuff like that where there's people that are supporting other people going through this ascension cycle and stuff like that. So if you ever feel like you need support, just go ahead and reach out. I have my email address. There's plenty of other readers out here too that also have links to their profiles and everything to help support people as well. So just do whatever you feel and go wherever you feel. You know, it's not a one size fits all. So my medicine isn't going to be the same as what you need, and somebody else's might not either, you know, so it just depends on where you're going. Regeneration. That's important. Make sure you drink lots of water. Because when you're using these kinds of gifts and or abilities or whatever you want to call them, these things that we do, it's important to nurture and nourish your body, because if we're not, you know, drinking water, it can cause frustration. It can cause headaches. It can cause, you know, even messages to not come in so clear. And it's important to ground, you know, because a lot of people have really open crown chakras. And if you ground yourself and like do the chakra work or do something that makes you feel centered, it helps balance that energy and makes it flow more fluidly. Okay. healing. That's what we're just talking about, is doing chakra healing, to make sure that everything is like smooth. So that way that you don't end up in a situation where, you know, you're having some kind of physical ailment, like feeling down, like too anxious, and excited and stuff like that. Those can be signs of like needing to ground. Feeling lethargic and overwhelmed could be signs of needing to drink water, and sometimes taking time to yourself. Longevity. There's a clock on here too. So this is, I'm feeling, and there's a sun, which is funny because I was thinking something about, well, it's more or less thinking it. It just kind of came to me that there's something with a sun that's going to happen. Like, I don't know, like CMEs or solar flares or whatever it is. There's something with the sun that's coming in that's like going to shift things. It's going to, you know, give a boost of energy to people. And these gifts are going to come out more. You know, people who are already, you know, practicing and, you know, embracing these kinds of things, you might see an uppick of like the things that you can do. Okay, so there might be some new things that you'll, you know, be experiencing. They could be more sensitive. You'll have easier time doing things like that. So just make sure, you know, you're taking care of yourself and drinking lots of water. That's just is something that's coming up a whole bunch. Okay, so make sure that you drink water because it's important to integrate the information, to integrate the energy and stuff like that. And the water helps with the integration process. And also, drinking water is really, really good for you. And it helps just like your personal health, also your mental health, and all kinds of things. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself. All right. Okay, so what do we have here? The sun. Really? So be prepared for the shift of energies, the you know, everything coming in, and literally maybe that's why we're being encouraged to drink lots of water, because that way our bodies are already prepared for whatever it is that's coming in. And I feel like cutting the deck again. Yeah, because if you don't, you're blocking yourself from being able to integrate certain energies. So make sure that you're drinking lots of fluid so that you can integrate smoothly and not have any issues with doing so. 3 of Cups, you know, which has the sun in it also. Okay, so there's lots of potential for massive growth here. All right, so, you know, make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. You know, do whatever it is that you're doing. Continue working on whatever it is you're working on, because it seems like things are really coming together. This wasn't really much of anything, but more of an energetic update of what's to come, because it seems like you're doing everything that you need to do, you know, so just drink water. And I'll see you next time.